Welcome back. Now, let's see, where did we leave off? 2004. When Elaine told Ellen of the upcoming season, Ellen came up with the brilliant idea of naming our season with a theme. Yes. Another one. Oh, I see what's happening. I need to put in Act 2. I should have done this thing.
Pack your own parachute.
We're all thinking it.
Okay. 2004. When Elaine told Ellen of the upcoming season, Ellen came up with the brilliant idea of naming our seasons with a theme. So 2004 was named a season of good and evil. And here is why. In February, we started with the evil, arsenic and old lace, starring Linda Gauthier, Ellen Gray, Michael Coppola, and Jennifer Carter. Then spring brought the evil Gilbert and Sullivan's Ruddy Gore, a story involving ancient portraits and busts of ancestors who came alive and haunted people, starring Jane Paradis, Sarah Dickinson, Brandon Mallard, and Paul Gustafson. And then summer followed with even more evil, Jekyll and Hyde, the musical, starring Michael Coppola, Jennifer Carter, Sarah Dickinson, Ellen Gray, Steve Coke, Brandon Mallard, and a wonderful cast. Followed by the very good and sweet Snoopy, starring Scott Walker and Dan Bovio. The very sweet and good Mary Gatchel in concert. And the good and sweet Annie, starring Hope Milne, Paul LaFay, Ellen Gray, and Michael Coppola. And ending our season with Evil Turned Good, A Christmas Carol, starring Gary Noseworthy as Scrooge and Braden McCalligan as Tiny Tim. Throughout all of her wonderful years, Elaine was blessed with great scenery artists, among them who were Herb Rao, Ellie Clough, Don Gouveia, Michael Coppola, Rosalind Alagada, Chris Dupere, Linda Carter, Barbara McLaren, Scott Kukesh, Jonathan Gustafson, Allison Wood, Liam Murphy, and Holly Knowles, just to name a few, as well as Elaine, who painted 2 or 3 sets all by herself. The accompanying pianists for every production were key to our quality musicals. So blessed are we to have the amazing Joe Rojak for so many wonderful years. Our great pianists also included Carol Walker, Beverly Calden, Chris Vallone, Allison Thurston, Paul Merrill, Edie Shipley, Adrian Hounsel, Marion Gatos, Mary Gatchel, Allison Levis, Kate Parker, Christine Orr, Karen Raffin, Devereaux Geiger, Michelle Kelly, Catherine Lee Bishop, Angela Dow, and Tim Goss, just to name a few. And what would we have done without our incredible seamstresses. Here's a list of some of them. Ginny Allen, Elizabeth Gustafson, Linda Pedersen, Amy Demain, Charlene Yell, Dorothy Bassett, Ellen Medeiros, Deborah Marcotte, Ellen Gregg, Noreen Cloutier, Sandy True, Simone Murphy, Sally Sterling, Jerry Tilley, Charlotte Vreeland, Stephanie Johnson, Cynthia Croto, Lori Felch, Candy Boulay, Carol Croto, Chris McCarthy, and Lisa Goyner. Again, just to name a few. The 2005 season was a season of hopes and dreams, with our biggest season yet, 8 productions. It started with Steel Magnolias, starring Deborah Marcotte, Ellen Gregg, Linda Gauthier, Diane Day, Linda Carter, and Sarah Dickinson.
I love you more than my luggage!
And The Sunshine Boys, starring Paul Gustafson, Tim Robinson, Rob Dion, and Christina Hamilton. And The House at Pooh Corners, starring Linda Gauthier, Ellen Gregg, Michael Coppola, Steve Cope, Deborah Marcotte, Lauren DeClue, and Nick McCaffrey. We had Mary Gatchell in concert. And we had New Hampshire's community theater premiere of Disney's Beauty and the Beast, starring Jen McCartney, Dan Bolio, Rob Dion, Michael Coppola, Ellen Gregg, Donna Tung, Steve Cope, and our beast fur was donated by Disney Costumers. Then came our in-house production, Broadway Rocks, featuring Jane Button, Mariella Hill, Paul Lefebvre, Brett Mallard, Joel Sadler, Tracy Singer, Carly Starr, Ellen Gregg, Michael Coppola, Lauren DeClue, Elaine Gatchell, Sarah Dickinson, Ron Townsend, and Maria Rowe. This was followed by The Wizard of Oz with Lauren DeClue, Ron Townsend, Paul Lefebvre, and Tim Robinson, with our wonderful cast of Aussians, Ashley Krend as Linda, the Good Witch of the North, and our cute little Toto, and our amazing Munchkins. And we ended our season with A Christmas Carol, starring the great Gary Noseworthy. As a side note, this was the first year Elaine was at the helm of 8 productions in a row. Also in 2005, Elaine and Mary Goucher were chosen one of 5 pair of New Hampshire's remarkable mothers and daughters by New Hampshire Magazine. Alongside with Margaret Mead, Jean Shaheen, Hillary Cleveland, and Laura Kanoy from NPR. 2006 brought A.R. Gurney's Love Letters back, this time boasting 3 superb casts, each taking a weekend production of this emotional love story. We loved the writing and producing of our own musical reviews with the brilliance of Ellen Gregg and Michael Coppola, and so a review of Gilbert and Sullivan was destined to come. Oh Joy, Oh Rapture brought back our favorite songs from all of our Gilbert and Sullivan productions. This was followed by The Odd Couple, starring Michael Coppola, Paul Lefebvre, Tom Gauthier, Gil Lane, Steve Coates, and Joel Sadler. We also had Mary Gatchell in concert. And then we had The Music Man, starring Michael Coppola, Sarah Dickinson, and Ralph Twombly, Linda Gauthier, Steve Coates, and our wonderful barbershop quartet. In that fall, we had Anne of Green Gables, starring Hope Milne, Lauren DeClue, Andrew Bridges, and Brian Sokovich as Anne and Gilbert, and Tim Robinson as Matthew. And we finished out our season with A Christmas Carol, starring Gary Noseworthy as Scrooge and John McKinley as Tiny Tim. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of
of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community? Well, we got trouble, my friends. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a bigger player, certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider the honor I expect with a few of my hand is golden. Heavy on a horse sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Did you ever try to get an ironclad lead for yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? Well, just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a balk-line game. I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of day. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listening to some big out-of-town Jasper, he'll tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on damn pad, making blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets at the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital P, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I said, your young men will be frittering away. Their noontime, supper time, short time too. Hit the ball in the pocket, never mind getting the dandelions pulled to the screen, nor patch of the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water till your parents are caught with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Friends, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm speaking of the kids in their knickerbocker, shirt tail down with, peeking in the pool hall, in web school, you got trouble. Folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right one. I want to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They've been trying out Bebo, trying out Cuba, trying out tailor-made like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, headed for the dance of the armory, libertine men, scarlets, women, and ragtime. Shameless music to the grand your son, your daughter with the arms of a jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble, oh, we got trouble right here in River City. Right here in River City. With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here. We got to figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Like children's gonna have trouble. Mother in River City. Heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bag? A certain words creeping into his conversation. Words like, swell! And so's your old man! Well, so, my friends, we got trouble! Right here in River City! With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool! That stands for pool! We sure got trouble! Right here in River City! Right here! Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule! Oh, we got trouble! We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 numbered balls and the devil's tools. Oh yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh yes, we got trouble. Here we got big, big trouble with a T. That rhymes with P. That stands for pool. 2007 produced the magic of Gary Noseworthy and Deborah Marcotte in On Golden Pond. We also did Pride and Prejudice, our second non-musical in one season, starring Hilary Webster and Liz Curette. We brought back Mary Getchell in concert. And we did the ever so popular Oliver, starring Michael Coppola, Sarah Dickinson, A.J. Pratt, Nick Colenzakis Jr., Nick Colenzakis Sr., and brother Theo. We did Charlotte's Web, starring Paul Gustafson and Hilary Webster. And A Story of Christmas, starring Sarah Dickinson and Joel Sadler.
2008 brought Louisa May Alcott's famous Little Women, starring Hilary Webster and Claudia Trafton, Elaine Weatherby, and Amy Sorry. And our own in-house review, Porcelain Diaries, which took place entirely in the bathroom. We brought you Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, starring Hilary Webster and Rachel Foley. We had Mary Gatchell in concert. And we had Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific, starring Hilary Webster and Dawn LeDuc. That fall, we brought you Peter Pan, starring A.J. Pratt, Elaine Weatherby, Jeremy Gallant, Michael Coppola, and Lauren Campbell as Tinkerbell. Complete with Flying Up, Down, and Around by Bruce Gatchell, Tom Gauthier, Wayne Merrill, and Mark Dale. Our Nana the dog was made by Disney contractors to be an exact replica of the Nana on Broadway. That fall gave us Mary Gatchell's grand opening concert of the new Leddy Center on Ladd's Lane, right here. Hosted by Cafe Nostimo of Portsmouth. Then it was back to the old Leddy Center for our very final production there, A Christmas Carol, with Larry Craner and Scrooge and Spencer Gregory as Tiny Tim. This was also the first year that our child prodigy Spencer Gregory joined us on stage in Peter Pan, and was eventually doing our lighting and sound and starring in Oliver, Winthrop in The Music Man, Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol, Billy Pie in Anne of Green Gables, as well as lighting dozens of shows and many of Mary's concerts. Spencer, are you here? It was 2009, and we're all settled into our new, beautiful theater on Ladd's Lane. Our generous landlord, Steve Knebb, asked if we had any use for the area that was burned out in a fire between the large colonial house and the theater. Yeah? Elaine originally thought she would have to leave behind our Leddy School for the Performing Arts, as there was no room at the new Leddy Theater to accommodate the school. Upon hearing yes from Elaine, Steve asked Bruce to draw up a plan for a studio and office space for the burned out area. Bruce did so in one evening, and Steve had it built in time for our move from Main Street to Ladd's Lane. Not one lesson was missed in the move to Ladd's Lane. So Leddy Center is all in, and we're now handicapped accessible and see people returning from the past who can now access our theater. The first production in our new theater was Arsenic and Old Lace, starring Linda Gauthier, Michael Coppola, Ellen Gray, Jennifer Carver, Steve Coe, and Dawn LeDuc. That was followed by Mary Gatchell in concert. And The Pirates of Penzance, starring Dawn LeDuc, Jessica Squire, and Paul LaFave. Then we had Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, starring Mark Tuominen, A.J. Pratt as Charlie, and Amy Sorrigan, Brooke Gatchell and Colin McCarthy as Veruca, Violet, and Mike TV, respectively. And then the final show of our great first season at New Leddy Center, A Christmas Carol, starring Larry Craner as Scrooge and Damian Raymond as Marley. 2010 brought us The Imaginary Rabbit, Harvey, starring Dr. Henry Farrell, Linda Gauthier, Damian Raymond, and Kathy St. Germain. Followed by Mary Gatchell in concert. And the ever-popular Oliver, starring Spencer Gregory, Braden McCallaghan, Steve Cope, Dawn LeDuc, and Jennifer Carter. Then we had Annie, starring the wonderfully talented with our wonderful orphans and another amazing cast. And we ended our season with A Christmas Carol, starring Steve Koch as Scrooge, Ryan Devers as Tiny Tim, and Henry Farrell as Bob Cratchit. 2011 opened with Charlotte Bronte's magnificent Jane Eyre, starring Jessica Squire, Dawn LeDuc, and Sophie Jordan. Followed by Mary Gatchell in concert. And The Music Man, with our wonderful quartet, Craig Johnson, Dave McMullen, Dave Ostrowski, and Dawn LeDuc. Also starring Michael Coppola and Jennifer Carter. Cinderella, starring Melissa Ransdell and Mark Swan. And Carlo Minotti's Amal and the Night Visitors, starring the incredible Ryan Deaver as Amal and Jennifer Squire as the mother, with dancing shepherdess Christine Vogel, an outstanding vocal ensemble, and magnificent kings, Paul Gustafson, Craig Johnson, and Don Layton. We did this together with The Gift of the Magi, starring the incomparable Sheila Allen Harris and Dawn Now coming out of her own little corner, please welcome Melissa Ransdell singing In My Own Little Corner from Cinderella.
Where no one
2012 began with You Can't Take It With You, starring Hillary Webster, Henry Farrell, Gregory Johnson, Kevin Murphy, and Greg Dazan O'Hare. Followed by Mary Gatchell in concert, and Fiddler on the Roof, starring once again the incomparable Paul Gustafson as Artemia, Sheila Allen Harris as Golda, Melissa Ransdell, Hillary Webster, and Elaine Weatherby as Zyko, Hoggle, and Hava, respectively, and Greg Dixon as Pond, Nick Palazakis as Pershit, and Gregory Johnson as Fiat. The season continued with The Wizard of Oz, starring Kristen Bornkessel, Bobby Collins, A.J. Pratt, and Eric Savage. And A Christmas Carol, starring Noah Anzalone as Tiny Tim. All this time, Our Lady School was still operating at full tilt with summer camps in musical theater and voice with Elaine and Mary Gatchell and Jennifer Carter. 2013 opened with The Man Who Came to Dinner, with Bobby Collins, Deirdre Bridge, Steve Cope, John Seymour, Jane Button, Rob Dion, Christina Vogel, and John LeDuc. Followed by Damn Yankees, starring Michael Coppola and Jennifer Carter, Jane Button, and Don LeDuc, with a great team of ball players. We continued with Mary Gatchell in concert, and Anne of Green Gables, starring Lynn Rockwell and Greg Dazan O'Hare, May Horan and Ryan Hinkle, and Sarah Schwab, Colin George, and an all-star cast with Leddy Reynolds. We continued with A Christmas Carol with Steve Cope and Kathy Anzalone. And this was the year Mary Jo Hinkley joined Edison as our wonderful campaign secretary. There we go, we here. And then we're here. It was now 2014, our 40th anniversary. And we began the season with On Golden Pond, with the return of Gary Noseworthy, and with a new partner and valued mainstay, Sheila Allen Harris. And we continued with Elaine's favorite and very first show, Guys and Dolls, starring Don LeDuc and Jane Button, and Deirdre Bridge and Ralph Twombly, with a superb cast of gamblers and hot box girls. We had Mary Gatchell in concert once again, and through the urging of Richard Gowan, a new mainstay of Leddy Center, Elaine searched scripts for It's a Wonderful Life and found the perfect one that followed the movie script almost to a T. With huge guidance from Richard, the guru on everything that has to do with It's a Wonderful Life, Elaine was able to put this incredible show together on stage, with a cast, as she would say, to die for. It was a big hit. Don LeDuc played the Jimmy Stewart role of George Bailey masterfully, as did mainstay Greg Dixon as Clarence, and Mike Coppinger as Superintendent of Angels, or as we like to call him, God. And we closed our season with the very popular Christmas Carol, that was now being presented 10 times a week, including 3 sold-out school shows when areas inspired as Wolfboro brought their classes to see this Leddy classic presentation. And now, here is one of our favorite guys, Don LeDuc, as Sky Masterson, and one of our favorite dolls, Jane LeDuc, and Sarah Brown, singing Your Eyes Are the Eyes of a Woman in Love, from our favorite show, Guys and Dolls.
You know that tune from Havana pretty well.
Keeps running through my heart.
It has words, you know.
Oh, something about amore, amore, I bet.
No, it's about you. It's about you right now. Your eyes are the eyes of a woman in love, and oh, how they give you away. Why try to deny you're a woman in love when I know very well what I say? I say no moon in the sky ever lent such a glow. Some flame deep within made them shine. Your eyes are the eyes of a woman in love, and may they gaze evermore into mine, tenderly gaze evermore into mine.
And what about you? It's got you too. Your eyes are the eyes of a man who's in love, and oh, how they give you away. Why try to deny you're a man who's in love when I know very well what I see?
I say no moon in the sky ever lent such a glow.
Some flame deep within made them shine.
Your eyes are the eyes of a woman in love, and may they gaze evermore into mine, crazily gaze evermore into mine.
2015 brought back another superb cast for Steel Magnolias, led by Lynn Rockwell, Deirdre Bridge, Nicole Hoteling, Ibby Meads, Teresa Pratt, and Christina Kasalakis. Followed by a brand new to us Broadway adventure, Bye Bye Birdies. That was so much fun. And it starred John Rogers as Conrad Birdie, mainstay hilarious John Seymour, wonderfully talented mainstay guest artist Rob Dion, the spunky, beautiful, and talented Deirdre Bridge, and the lovely mainstay Ashley Bush, along with the perfect Jewish, French, Italian, English, German, Swedish, you name the country, overbearing mother, Lynn Rockwell. And our precious Deckard Thompson and Kim Sophie Joy. We had Mary Gatchell in concert. And then once again, we brought back Charlotte's Web, starring Kella Bourgeois as our beautiful Charlotte, Greg Design O'Hare as our precious Big Wilbur, Brian Behan as our adorable Little Wilbur, Callista Stalker as Fern, and the irrepressible Deckard Thompson as Avery. And once again, it was one of our all-time sellout shows. And we ended the season with the Christmas carols, with Steve Koch as Scrooge and Parker Irving as our precious Tiny Tim. In 2016, our year began in Concord, with Elaine and Bruce being awarded the Francis Grover Cleveland Lifetime Achievement Award from the New Hampshire Theater Awards at the Capitol Center. Then we ushered in our season with Neil Simon's hilarious The Star-Spangled Girl, starring Melissa Ransdell, John Seymour, and Daniel Holmes. That was followed by the very popular Oliver, starring Ryan Bean as Oliver, Nick Kalantzakos as Dodger, Don LeDuc as Bill Sykes. I'm just reading. As a side note, Oliver was the second most produced show at Leddy Center. It was done 6 times.
Ryan Day is Dodger.
Ryan Day is Dodger. Here he is. Sorry, Nick. Then it was Mary Gatsby in concert, and the return of It's a Wonderful Life. And we rounded out our season with A Christmas Carol, once again starring Parker Irving as Tiny Tim and Henry Farrell as Mark. 2017 marked our 43-year milestone with the return of Neil Simon's hysterical The Odd Couple, starring John Seymour and John DeCaro, Tom Gauthier, Greg Desarn O'Hare, Nicole Hodeling, Eric Raymond, and Kimberly Miller. And we brought back the wonderful Annie, starring sweet, precious Cassidy Green, Rob Dion, Ashley Bush, Deirdre Bridge, Melissa Ransdell, and Nick Kalantzakos. And Bruce reprised his infamous role as President Roosevelt. And then we had Mary Gatchell's last concert, and Roald Dahl's Willy Wonka, starring Ryan Mark Solomon, Greg Design O'Hare, Simone LaBelle, Brian Miskinnis, Eric Raymond, Grace Rode, Kella Bourgeois, Deckard Thompson, and all of our wonderful Oompa Loompas. Lots of Oompa Loompas. And our final show, our 14th production of the very popular A Christmas Carol, starring the incomparable Damian Raymond as Scrooge. Leddy Center leaves a legacy where talents thrived, education was encouraged, friends became family, and many dreams came true. And now to end out our celebration is Mary Gatchell singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which she performed 32 years ago as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble, and the raindrops tumble around, heaven opens a mouth. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over
Yes, thank you for all the memories. And I want to bring up one of the members of our board of directors, Dr. Henry Farrell.
Thanks, everyone. How great was this? I'm so excited to have seen my hair again. Thank you. Can you kill that a little bit? Mark?
There you go.
With thanks to Hodson Jandevoer, and special thanks to Stephen Koenig, who's been our very generous landlord here at Verdant Pastures. And on behalf of the Board of Governors of Leddy Center for the Performing Arts, I'm very pleased to announce that a tree will be planted outside the theater near the steps shortly after Mr. Koenig finishes with some landscaping he's doing out there. The species name is Magnolia Elizabeth, and it's a beautiful yellow blooming magnolia with fragrant yellow flowers in the spring. It's a hybrid of an American cucumber magnolia and the Chinese Yulan magnolia that was developed in Brooklyn in 1977.
Wow.
That will be planted soon, and there'll be a bronze plaque placed next to the tree that will read as follows: Magnolia Elizabeth. This tree is planted in honor of Elaine and Bruce Gatchell, founders of Leddy Center for the Performing Arts, with deepest appreciation for their many contributions to our community. By the Board of Directors, May 2018. Thank you.
What a journey we've been on. I've said to a few people, I can't believe we landed on this planet and found all of you to play with. What a joy, what a journey, and thank you, young and old. People have been with us for 43 years, plus all the years in between, and maybe their first time here today, we don't know. I want to thank Michael. Great board of directors and our wonderful chairperson, Henry, and all of our board members, and one of them, Charlie Goodspeed, and his wonderful wife, Sandy, formatted all of these 600 pictures and put this together. Thank you so much, another member of our board of directors, and Tom Burns, and of course Michael Coppola. We're so happy and proud to have them. I couldn't be prouder to have such an incredible board. Thank you so much. And just a few people that just made our lives possible, therefore made your lives all possible here on our stage. Nick Kalinzakis doing our website. Website way back in 2000, 2002, and won an award for her Leddy Center website. One of the first awards ever. And then Nick took over, and it has been just as great and great, just to keep growing and growing ever since. Nick, thank you so much. I was just calling and say, Nick, you've got to put this in, put that, take that out, put that in. He just does it just like that. It's just wonderful. Let's just see here. Paul Ladd, we have mentioned many times, being just a rock here for us here at Leddy. For helping that incredible spread from popovers, wasn't that? Yeah. I want to thank, and we started the program with them, but I feel so indebted to Dick and Karen Vincent of the Ben Franklin store in Raymond, again, for sponsoring every show from day one and just being the greatest supporters, enabling us to do all the magic that you people contributed here. Thank you so much. And I always tell every audience, I knew what I was doing when I married Bruce. A lot of people say this is the theater that Bruce built, and that is so true in every aspect. And really is to celebrate all of you, because of course none of this would happen without all of you actors, actresses, sponsors, audience members. We just owe you so much. It's been the most incredible journey. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sharing it with us. It has meant everything. Thank you again so much. We have so much memorabilia out there, and we want you to take it away. We have gone through thousands and thousands of pictures and posters, and we have it all archived, and this is what's left. So we don't want to throw it away. We want you to take it home with you and enjoy. And please join us at Applebee's for dinner. They're expecting us. I told them to expect over 100 people, so you better go.